Hey everybody, I'll tell you, this has been a bad day and a good day. Early this morning my mom called me. My dad said he thought he was having a heart attack. By the time I got to their house, ambulance was there. Turns out he did. Fortunately it was a minor one, but they still transported him 60 miles away to a bigger, better hospital. Seems to be doing okay. The only good thing about it is the hospital is about 2 blocks from the beer store where I like to go to get my really good beers that I can't get locally, and so I picked up a few today. And the first one I'm going to do is a new one, at least special limited release ale. I'm going to do the Rye-on-Rye from Boulevard Brewing Company, another of their smokestack beers. They usually have a Best By date on it. I don't see it yet, but I know it's going to be here somewhere. Okay, yeah, Best By 2014, so we've got a couple years on it. This is one of those 750 ml caged and cork bottles. It says on the website, why rye? This assertively flavorful grain is more often associated with whiskey than with ales. Even in that arena, it has largely been eclipsed by corn and barley, the sources of bourbon and scotch. But when we procured some seasoned barrels from our friends at Templeton Rye, if you want to check out my first booze review, I did the Templeton Rye. We asked ourselves, why not? Why not brew a rich, tawny rye ale, then mellow it in the warmth of charred oak rye whiskey casks? 2 kinds of malted rye provide spicy sweetness, giving way to notes of caramelized wood and the citrusy tang of Perle, Magnum, and Saphir hops before easing into a dry, lingering finish. This comes in 11.0% ABV, 47 IBUs. Let's see if I can get this cork off of here without struggling too much. I always have trouble with corks, particularly these Boulevard corks. So let's see what we can do. Hold on, let me pause this. I'll struggle with the cork for a while and be back hopefully before it's almost off. Actually, this is coming a lot more easier than most of them, so let me get this cork off of here and see what we got. Ton of smoke there. Let's get this in the glass and see what we have. We're gonna use my Boulevard Smokestack series tulip glass. It's only 12 ounces, so this big 750 ml bottle is gonna fill it several times. It initially poured what looked like brown, but once in the glass, that is a nice ruby red beer. I've got probably a good two and a half fingers of a really foamy, slightly off-white head. It's a nice looking beer, good looking beer. The head seems to be going, a lot of big bubbles in there. Head seems to be going away fairly quickly. Looking like it might leave a little lacing down the glass though. So let me get a nose on this and see what we have. Oh wow, the rye comes through right away. I mean, this is rye. They are right about Rye-on-Rye. I get that spiciness from the rye. I get definitely get that rye whiskey smell. Whiskey's almost in the forefront there. Head's almost gone already. Get a little booze on there. It's get a little hints of some charred oak, maybe some vanilla. This is a darn good smelling beer. Basically rye, a little bit of booze, wood, charred wood, and vanilla. Maybe just a few very minor hints of earthy hops come through, but this is a darn good smelling beer. So let me give it a taste. I'm looking forward to this. It's been a hell of a day. Wow, you get those mild earthy hops right up front. And then it's rye. I mean, it is rye from then on. Got that rye spiciness, breadiness in there. Definitely getting that rye whiskey flavor. That is really prominent on there, is that rye whiskey flavor. Vanilla is pretty prevalent too. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm definitely getting the oak, the charcoal. Of course, a lot of that vanilla comes from the oak. This is definitely a full-bodied beer. I know these beers it's not as hazy as I'm used to on a Boulevard beer, because they're usually all bottle conditioned. I'm assuming this one is too, but this isn't quite as hazy, but there is a little bit of haziness there. I was been in the back of my truck coming back, so it was cold when I bought it, and it's still cool, but it's probably 50-55 degrees, so good temperature to drink it at. But times I almost think I'm drinking some Templeton Rye whiskey. Wonderful flavor, wonderful flavor. It's definitely full-bodied. Carbonation is fairly low, so I am getting the alcohol. I'm getting some, not so much alcohol burn, but it's not hot, but you do notice the alcohol. Man, whiskey, rye spiciness. I'm not really getting a lot of hops on this, but there may be just a little bit of hops on the finish, but wow, this is a good beer. So let me sit and let this warm up a little bit. I'll add some more to the glass. I'll be back after a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It hasn't been very long, only 10 minutes or so. I just been sipping on this. I filled it back up. Still got a ton left out of this bottle. Might set the other one back to age for a year or two. Wow, Boulevard, you just hit another one out of the park. I love this beer. The alcohol, as it's got a little warmer, I mean, it was fairly warm to begin with. It had been refrigerated when I bought it, but been in the back of my truck, so it's warmed up considerably. There's still a little coolness there, but wow. The alcohol has warmed up a little bit more. The alcohol has come out a little bit more, but it's still not hot. It's noticeable, but it's not hot. This is a stellar beer. Whiskey's really coming out in the aroma now, and in the taste too. I mean, if you watch my Templeton Rye whiskey review, that's a good tasting whiskey, and it added to this quite a bit. Definitely getting that taste. You're getting that rye spiciness. The rye malts. They say they used 2 rye malts. I don't know what they used. I didn't really go through that part of it on the website, although they always list all of their ingredients. Or usually do. I've noticed a couple where they didn't, but usually they list all their ingredients. This says 33% ale and 67% of it is ale aged in rye whiskey barrels. So it's a blend of the regular rye that they made, and then the rye that they aged, but the majority of it is 2/3 of it is the aged version, and this is stellar. I mean, Boulevard, I gotta give you props. This is a 10. This is another 10 out of 10. Stellar beer. If you see it, grab it quick. They were going quick, that's for sure. I unfortunately missed out on their harvest dance this year, and a couple of the other ones that they come out with occasionally. This is one of their limited release beers. But the Boulevard Rye-on-Rye, for me, gets a 10 out of 10. Till next time, everybody, cheers. Keep drinking good beer.